Yo, welcome back. Right, yeah. There was just small power cut that I had to just stop my earlier stream, which I had started just 15-20 minutes back. Yo, welcome then. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, right? Yeah. So what we're doing is we did create a dependency, a user dependency where we are checking if user does not exist, then we actually throw a HTTP exception. That's great, yeah. And also this class does have something called now this to do's has got something called owner ID, which we want to put in there. Fine, here. So how do we put in here? So we say comma, so we say owner. You just write the model's name, okay? Model's name in the sense this is the record's name, owner dot id, owner underscore id equals to using user, which is nothing but the authenticated user we get over here. Fine, yes or no? Yes. User dot get id. You get that? Yeah. What do we do over here? Uh, mm, Let me say fast API env slash script slash activate bat. Then we say cd to do app. Then we say uecon. What is this doing? This is running the server. Okay, uecon con main app dash dash reload. Fine, yeah. Okay, so we have an error at what? To do's line number 9. Okay, from auth import get user. Okay, so it should be dot get. Yeah, okay. I just had a doubt. Does the dot auth import get current user do, and what does auth from auth import get current user do? Fine, yes or yeah. This is what I want to check. Obviously, there are two different Python import statements that behave differently. Okay, from dot auth import get current user, he uses a relative path. Note The dot before auth imports get current user from the auth module that is in the package or directory, as the current file only works when run from within a package structure. Fine, yes or no? Yes. Example, if you are in my project slash user slash views, divide this would import from my project users slash auth. From auth import get current user. From auth import get current user. We use absolute import. Imports get current user from auth module found in Python's module search path. Could import from a top level auth module in your project root and install package name auth any auth module in path, Python path. Okay, yeah, yep, get that, yeah, yep. Okay, right, yeah, it's all good. Okay, right, yeah, okay, key differences we have and then all those things, yeah, no worries. Yep, yeah, and you can absolute paths are there, right, yeah, no worries. So absolute import would find if this auth was inside just like outside this routes folder, then it would have found it just if you are written auth. But if it is inside the routers, so you should say dot auth import get current user. Do you get that? Okay, fine. So yeah, classic, isn't it? Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yep. 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 Come on, man. I can't just keep sitting over here. Now, if we go to that of Swagger, okay, let's go to Swagger. So it is okay. So we are inside the Swagger. It's early morning, fine. I might be just now right here. No worries. So let us try to create a to do. Fine, yeah, right. Now let's try putting down some value in it. Okay, okay. So we have title. We put some title that is learning fast API. Then description because I can understand it, right? And priority of that of 5 4, okay, and is it complete false. And let me try executing it. Please observe it. Let me try executing this. Let me try executing this. So if I try executing this, what do you find? You find that 4 not authenticated, right? So this is the response that our server. Why does it give that's the main point, right? So where is our post request? So our post request is over here, and it is throwing this error that it is not able to find the user, right? Yes or no? Yeah. So now you see, you are trying to make a post request. You are trying to create a to do that does require user authentication, right? Yes or no? Yes. When you see in here, we have done nothing. We just tried to put in some value and just tried to execute it. Is it authenticating? Right? Is it authenticating? No, it's not. It's not, right? It's not, right? So So this is only the API with the lock. If you see, there is no lock over here. If you see, there is no lock over here. There is no lock over here. We get this lock because we did add a dependency over here. Which dependency? That is the uh, user dependency, right? And user dependency has this dictionary, and it depends on this function get current user, right? Yes or no? Yeah. So what I'm doing over here is I did put one of the credentials that are present inside my DB, my name and my name 123. Fine, yeah, let's try authorizing. Yeah. So yeah, what did it say? Available authorization. We are authorized now. Fine, yes or no? Yeah. Now if we try executing this, and you would see that it is 201. Fine, yes or no? Yeah. So what we did over here, that was the close thing, right? Yeah. So this is, let me log out. Let me log out. Let me close down this. And if I try executing this, let me change this to something, learning Node.js, because I can understand it and apply it quickly. Find a sound here. I can understand it and apply it quickly. And I try executing this. Fine. I just say execute this. You are not authenticated. Authenticated. Fine. That's all. Yeah. Yeah. You have need to put some credentials over here. You come up over here. You say Somesh. You say Somesh 123. Fine. And you say authorize me. Okay. It authorizes you. Fine. Yeah. You just come up over here, and now you try executing this, and you would see that it has been successfully created. Find a sound here. Classic, classic way. So how did we, what did we learn in this section, this section of the video? What things did we add? All those things, let us understand. So first of all, this, that is the relative path we try to draw that, and we try to get the get current user function from that of the auth.py, right? So yeah, and what this does is it actually decodes our JWT. It does take our token, secret key, algorithm that we are making use of, right? All of that, and then we may do make use of payload.get sub, payload.get id, and then if user is none, or user id is none, then we raise this exception. And also detail could not validate user, right? Asana, yeah, that is fine. And then we return this username and id, fine. Asana, yes. And then we expect JW, that's fine. If the, even after payload has been decoded, okay, sorry, the token has been decoded by using the secret key that we make use of, by using the algorithm that we have mentioned, and then we try to get this payload sub id, and then we don't get some uh, field over here, we don't get user id, or we don't get user name, then we shall throw the exception. Find yes, then we shall throw the exception. Yeah, great. Yes or no? Yeah, that is what it does. Otherwise, we would return the username and ID. Find S on A. Otherwise, what we would return username and ID. Find S on S. Let's come in to dos now. We are we are importing that particular what? We are importing that particular. I would say. Come on, tell me. We are importing that particular. Come on, tell me, man. We are importing that particular function from there by making use of a relative path dot auth import get current user. So we come up over here, we create the injection, fine, as on, yeah, which is to be executed when before the main function has been executed, fine, yeah. User dependency has been created, we make use of annotated, and then dict comma depends on get current user, that's fine. Okay, yeah. Okay, user dependency, y dict, y depends, y annotated, and how does it come and sit into this? That you needs to understand, right? These are the questions which an interviewer will ask. Yep, you can't say I will understand it tomorrow, right? How full of you are you, that big fool that you'll be doing this, right? Right? So yeah, it's somebody. I just want you to understand. One of my teacher, what I used to say that first, while learning only, while doing this particularly, you need to learn. You know, you can't say that this does this, but let us understand this afterwards. No, it's of no use. Afterwards never comes. So it is fast API's dependency injection system. Okay, yeah. The dependency chain. How does this work? User dependency. We have created this. Fine. Yes. Yeah, user dependency equals to annotated dict depends get current user. So creates a type annotation that tells fast API. Okay, this parameter should be a dictionary. This parameter should be a dictionary, and its value comes from calling get current user. So now try understanding how cool it is, how easy it is. It's very important to understand it. So you made use of this dependency. Obviously I made use of this dependency. What is this current get current user returning? It is returning me dictionary, right? This is dictionary, this is called dictionary in the python, and object in the javascript, right? As or no? Yes, that is what knowledge difference is, right? Yeah. So this is the dictionary that is being written. So if I want to make use of that, I would say dictionary over here. Fine. Yes. So the first parameter should be a dictionary, and its value comes from that of get current user. Annotated combines the type hint with metadata. So annotated, what annotated does is it combines the type with the metadata that we get from that of get current user, right? As long as how the endpoint works is very simple way. When this endpoint is called, when this particular endpoint, that is nothing but the post, right? Yeah, when this endpoint is called, when you are actually trying to create a new to do, this endpoint would be called, right? Yes or no? Yes. When this endpoint is called, FastAPI automatically what it does, sees user dependency, sees user dependency. It would see this parameter. Fine. It would see this parameter. Come on. You can't keep thinking about somebody. It's 2 o'clock over there. पैसे कमाना एक कला है. Making money is a art. Making money is an art, right? So yeah. So yeah, sees user dependency. That's fine. Okay, yeah. Obviously, it would see this, right? Yeah, and recognizes it needs to call get current user, and it would recognize it needs to call get current user. Fine. Yeah. Calls get current user, which itself depends on auth to bearer. Now it would call this get current user, and it this itself depends on auth to bearer. Obviously, this is the auth to bearer. So what is this? This is again a dependency that we have created. What type of dependency? This is dependency chain we have created. Dependency injection system. Okay, this is dependency injection system that we have created. Fine. Yes or no? Yes. Right. Yeah. Cool. Cool. Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yep. Obviously, bro. Obviously. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yeah. 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 Think about this. Think about this. Yep. How classic. See, in you come in this, you try to post, it would read that user dependency, it would come up over here. It gets to know that it needs to call get current user. Get current user when called, it gets to know that it depends on that of auth to bearer. Auth to bearer now, auth to bearer, another dependency, passes the result to create to do function as the user parameter. Now this whole thing process will take place. Process will take place, right? So yeah, process will take place, and all of this, whatever result is, it is passed to this variable user, right? As or no, yes. And then if this user is none, then this exception is thrown. Now, where we were failing, I will tell you that you made a to do. It went to this dependency, user dependency. It got to know that get current user is to be called, and it didn't find the secret, the token itself, right? It got to know that it needs to call auth to bearer, and here it could not find that. So if it could not find that, it threw 401, right? It threw 401, isn't it? Yes or no? Yeah, obviously. It threw 401. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah. 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 It threw 401. Yeah. Classic. That is how it took place. That is how it got executed. Execution flow, again, for understanding it, this is again in-depth execution flow. Here's what happens when you try hitting this to do's route. Okay, yeah. FastAPI extracts the bearer token from the request header. When you hit this, when you hit this, FastAPI extracts a bearer token from the request header. FastAPI extracts the bearer token from the request header via auth to bearer. So via auth to bearer, what does happen? Via auth to bearer, extraction happens of what? Of what? The bearer tokens extraction happens, right? Yes or no? Yeah. And that is stored into auth to bearer variable, and that is being passed as a dependency to this function. When that dependency is satisfied, this function will start executing, right? Yes or no? Yes. Then token decoding will happen, right? Yeah. Then uh, when this extraction happens, it does call this get current user, right? Yeah. With that token inside get current user decodes the JWT token. Obviously, here we are decoding that JWT token by telling it the secret key, telling it the giving it the algorithm that we have made use of to encode, and while decoding also it would need that, right? So yes, and then we did extract the username, user ID from the payload after decoding it, right? And after decoding the token, right? So yes, and if both of them are strictly decoded and valid, then we return this as a dictionary, right? As always, the username and user ID. FastAPI passes this dictionary as user, and this is returned. Then here you would see under user dependency we have user. So uh, so so try understanding this. So fast API, this dictionary as the user parameter to create to do, right? Right? Yes or no? Yes. Fast API passes this dict as the user parameter to do. So user has access to both username and user ID. You get that? You get that? Yes or no? Yeah. You get that? Yeah. You get that? Yep. your function can now use user.get to get the authenticated user's ID. Okay, so this is how we are trying to get the authenticated user's ID. That becomes the owner ID over here. That's fine. Key benefits of this: automatic authentication. Every endpoint uses user dependency automatically requires a valid, immutable, reusable. You can use user dependency in any endpoint that needs this. That's cool one. If authentication fails, get current user raises for one exception. The endpoint never executes. See this again. This, and if the authentication over here fails, if this here fails, you throw 401. If as this is throwing some error, this will be executed, right? Yeah. Classic. Okay. Yeah. Let's go further. Yeah. So we are doing good. Very good. We are doing good. Just you need to be more confident and more better in your own skills. Okay. More better in your own skills, I would say. More better. Right? Yeah. Come on, let's not waste time on these mobile reels and all those. Let's come out of that comfort zone. And there are many who are being wasted, who are creating content around this, and we can't let everything automate, right? We need to create something for this content creator so they get used to that thing. We need to. Just thought of taking one 5 minutes break. You can. Whenever I start achieving my goal, I'm very much near. Feel I slow down. I slow down a bit.
Absolutely